My name is Amit Peled. I'm a cellist, pedagogue, conductor, and I'm very happy to invite you this weekend to a concert at Spencerville Church, where I will be playing some Bach suites and pieces by Bloch for cello solo. I've been coming back to each of the suites all the time, playing, recording, teaching, and it hit me only last year. Now, I would say in my midlife, being a parent and a teacher, and I've been doing it for a long time, and a performer for more than 20 years now, it struck me that I found the reason for every suite in my life. And it's really a journey, and I've decided back then not only to record them, but also to share with the audience what I feel about them. So the first suite, of course, it's all about birth and about simplicity, about beginning, and it's in G major. And many people know it. It starts like this. And so on. In fact, when my first daughter was born, my kind of dream was to sit there in front of my wife and to play the first suite as she's entering the world, as sort of a creation. But of course, my wife didn't let me do it. But that was my thought. And then I realized that the second suite in D minor truly represents teenager days, because it's in minor. There's some kind of depression or doubting for the first time in your life if everything that your parents, your cozy sort of bubble, everything that happened there is really what the world is all about. And when I started playing it, not as a teenager, but as an adult, I realized that this suite, not like a birth, this suite start asking questions for the first time. And it goes like this. And so on. And this suite is truly about that time of life where you start doubting and asking questions. Then comes the third suite in C major. C major is such an heroic key, majestic, heroic. And when we are young, in our mid-20s, in our early 30s, we think that we know everything and we're going to conquer the world, and we have a career, and we just do it, and we get married, and we have family, and everything is great. And it is great. And this suite represents greatness and heroic feeling from beginning to end. And I kind of left that stage a few years ago. And then comes a stage of the E flat major. And I just want to point out that the keys of the suites are so crucial on the instrument, because if I take you back to the birth, to childhood, to beginning, to creation, Bach chooses G major. And it sounds so happy and positive and beautiful. But however, if he would choose a C major, that is representing the third suite, the young adults conquering the world, it will sound totally different. It's not the same. Key has so much in it that we have to figure out before we present the story to the audience. So that leads me, after the C major, to the E flat major suite. And that suite, I'm going to play along with the birth, with the first suite in the concert. The E flat took me a while to figure out, because I think I'm in that stage in my life. And I realized that the E flat suite is a stage where you look back, and you have enough to look back at. And you can say to yourself, I've done great, let's just skip it, or it has been wonderful with ups and downs, but now I don't have to prove anything to anybody. But I want to make something different. What is my call? What is my voice? Why am I here? As a parent, as a husband, as a musician, as a teacher, as a friend? What do I What can I leave to this place before I'm gone? And why E flat? E flat on the cello, it's a key that it is impossible to play. There are no overtones. If the E flat major suite would be in D major, it would sound like this. You have the overtones of the cello. However, Bach says, no. You've done that in the C major, in the G major. You played with overtones. You had natural growth, natural ability. Now you figure out your own way and why you're here. So instead of, he goes here. And you're saying to yourself, okay, can I say something that is very hard to say, but can I find a way to do it that it will stay maybe forever and maybe will impact my close circle, my kids, my wife, my friends, and maybe even more, my students, and who knows, maybe even more than that. And that's the E flat stage. That's the 4 suite for me. The 5th stage is a religious stage, C minor. C minor in Bach is a very religious key. Some of the cantatas, the Passion, in the cello suite as well. There's something about God that either is imposed on us and we just follow when we're young, or we discover and we follow when we're old because we want to. Now, you don't have to call it God, you can call it some kind of power, nature, something above us, something that has a reason for it all. But in the C minor suite, there is something philosophical that is not here on the ground. And I believe, maybe I'm wrong, but that's the stage that you enter after you did well, you shared your thoughts, and now it's only you and God. It's like late composition by a composer. You don't have to prove anything to anybody anymore. It's just about you and the music. And the C minor captured that after the first note, which doesn't even give you the key, just C. But that beginning, it's between you and somebody much bigger than you or us. The saraband of this suite is a conversation between you and God. When my teacher demonstrated this suite to me, Bernard Greenhouse, he was 81. I was in my early 20s. I was in my C major stage. He was in the C minor stage. And I could not figure out how he plays it, and it really grabs me in my heart, and I don't know why. How does he do it? And he told me, wait until you're 81. And I could not get it, but I'm getting closer. And then comes the 6th suite, the last one in D major, which is for me celebration of life. And it's the suite that I hope I could play and sing in the shower and share with my grandchildren when I'm just about to depart this world. Instead of being sad, instead of pain, instead of suffering, if one can leave the world after going through the birth, the questioning, the heroic, the trying to prove something above us, God, religion, whatever it is, and then to say, it is so beautiful, I've done it all, I had the privilege of experiencing it all, now I can departure. And instead of choosing a sad key, Bach chooses the most Hollywood-like, I think, keys that we have, especially on a cello. You just feel, thank you, and I'm about to leave. And this is a journey of the Bach suites, which I'm so happy to share with you guys this weekend. However, since I am Jewish and I come from Israel, and I grew up with a lot of Jewish music influence inside me and around me, I thought of combining this life journey with 3 very short sort of pictures, like paintings of Chagall's, to put on the wall while we're experiencing life. And the first one is supplication, and I'm going to start the concert with it, just to get us all in the mood, especially me, before birth, before beginning, just to get a little bit intoxicated. And it's called supplication. It's a very short Jewish piece by Bloch. Right after the supplication, which goes a little longer, I will jump into birth. And along the way, we'll go through a journey of life, and at the end, just at the end, I would assume if I'm gone after the D major, and my family can only say, but this was such great life, I hope they would just get all together and prayer. Whatever they want to say. One to himself, inside. It could be thank you, it could be I want to change something, whatever it is. After all this celebration, you and yourself, or like my teacher Boris Pergamenchikov said, at the end of the day when you play Bach Suites, your audience should be your four walls. It's just for you and yourself and your soul. So I thought after all this celebration of the D major to finish with a prayer, just a very intimate individual prayer by Bloch. And of course it will go on, but that's the journey when Bach meets Bloch, and it's sort of my look at life through Bach, with the help of Bach, which I'm very thankful, and I hope to have as many people with me there witnessing my journey, but really experiencing their own journey through this music.